Hey guys, welcome back to Planet Zoo in our reptile house slash cafe build. As you can see, I've done quite a bit off camera. So let's delve into it and take a look, shall we? Uh, the first thing I did, and you saw it in the last video, is I changed these outside walls, added some doors, all good and dandy. What you guys really didn't see was that I went ahead and we did the floors. Did you guys see that? I don't remember. I was really tired last night when I recorded that. But the big thing that I did was I went ahead and put animals in all of the exhibits. And that took a long time, and the reason why I didn't do that on camera is because there's a lot of repetition. It was just doing the same things over and over and over again. Basically, like, we'll take the boa constrictor one for example. I grabbed the boa constrictors, I went up here into the Zoopedia tab, looked up how many animals I can put into exhibit to where they'll be happy. Got that number of animals. I took the best rated animals that were available at the time. If they were rated the same, I picked the youngest one. And as you can see here, we got a boa up here in this tree. Look at him. I guess I could probably put it on play. You can actually see him move. I know some people don't like snakes, but I think they are gorgeous creatures. Um, so using this as an example, I put those guys in here. I came over here into my habitat, or the exhibit. I just clicked on the exhibit. First thing I did was I came here to Windows, and you can close off each side of the window, or you can add a 2D facade or a 3D facade to that side of the window. For example, and it's screwing up again, but we can still show it from here. For example, these are the 3D facades that you see on the far window and on this left window here. The next thing I did, once I had that done, I placed my educational board for the animal. I set it for the animal, and then I colored the educational board to the colors of the animal, to the most prominent colors of the animal. And then I took one of those colors and I did the actual exhibit itself. How much of a difference that's going to make in the end, I'm not 100% sure. I just don't know. I may end up covering all of that, these baseboards and this headboard up here. I don't know. But I did that for all of the animals. And like I said, it got really repetitious. Um, Another thing I noticed, and it's happening right now, is I can't click anything. And this kind of frustrated me yesterday. This must be some kind of bug that when you go to the Windows section to change out the windows on some exhibits, not all of them, but some exhibits, it would kind of freeze up the controls of your game. So like right now, I'm pressing the button to rotate, and I'm trying to rotate my camera, and it's not rotating. I can go up, I can go down, I can go forwards, backwards, side to side, but I cannot rotate the camera up or down, left or right. The way to fix that is to exit out of the zoo and come right back in. So I'm going to do that, and I will see you guys as soon as we get back. Alright, so we're back in the game. As I was talking about the exhibits, I changed the windows, and then I also came to the layout section, and I just laid down stuff that I thought looked good in each exhibit. And then because each animal is very picky, we had to change the temperature and the humidity until it turns green, basically. Once all that was done, I came over here to overview. Let's put this on pause. I came here to overview, just made sure that everything was good to go. I wanted everything to be 100%, and it is. So that's what I did with every single one of these 23 exhibits. And yeah, I just didn't think you guys would be much interested in watching me do that. Um, I know building all these walls, changing all these walls was probably kind of boring for you all, even with the music. But anyways, next I came through and I pushed these back because for whatever reason they weren't meshing with the path. So I just had to realign them to the grid. Next I put down my picnic tables and bins for the inside dining area. Then I came out and I did the same thing to the outside dining area. And I just used different pieces. So I used these circular ones with the umbrellas on the outside, and then I just used the square ones for the inside. And I thought that made kind of sense because it would look kind of stupid to have umbrellas inside. I also did different trash bins just to add some flavor to each area. What else? The next thing I did was I took our stone thing here, changed it to wood, and I brought it up another 8 meters, and then I added to either side of that because it just seemed a little low when we came down here, like it was right here, the middle one. That just seemed really low for a building of this magnitude. I think it needed some more height to it. And then I was like, well, what about the sides? Maybe the side should have like a little miniature one of these. So that's what I did. I actually took out a square on each side. So instead of having 6, I believe, it's now 5. Um, 20 meters square is what we'll call it. And I lowered them down to where I thought they might work out okay. And I was considering keeping the motive like this, and I don't know. So we're actually going to do that now. Oh, this is the other thing. I also went through and just added everything into the build. So we're at 314 pieces. We can go ahead and subtract 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pieces. Um, if you guys remember, this was kind of like the pole. I don't know if we're going to do a short base or if we're going to do like a medium base. I know we're not going to do this. That's just not going to happen. So sorry guys if that's what you like. We're not doing that. Um, but I am still curious on your feedback on that either way. So we can delete or discount those 6 pieces since they're attached. And while we're thinking about it, oh, game just kind of went bonkers on me there for a minute. We're just going to go ahead and, oops, what am I doing here? Do I have to click each one separately? I shouldn't. Oh, because I didn't group edit. So click, boom, 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 delete, just like that. So now we're down to 308, which really isn't bad considering everything that's in here. And when you consider like the max threshold for a building is generally around 4,000 pieces, to have this at only 300, I think we're doing pretty good on piece count. What I wanted to do with this pole is you can see right through in between here and here. You can see right through there. So this guy is going to be used as a cover um, to hide our crimes. That's all this is to hide our crimes. So there, now we can't see through it anymore. And that is amazing. So we're just going to do that with all these spots where the guests can see right through, because we don't want them to see right through. We want this to seem like a clean, polished, uniform building. Well, not necessarily uniform, but a nice, clean, polished building where it appears that the maker took their time with building it. I'm not worried too much about the height because we can always add or subtract. I do want the bottom to be covered though, so that's why I altered that. Oops, check mark that guy. We'll bring him over here. Yep. Okay, that looks good. And so we're going to do that with quite a few of these, I think. That's not quite centered, is it? That's definitely not centered. Oh, that's right, because this wood is kind of, it's not straight. And then we're going to do the same. I think it would look good if we added it right there. It's not going to clip through there. Yeah, I like that. It adds to it. I don't think I... Geez, my voice. That's what happens when you do a whole lot of YouTube videos, I guess. I don't know if we're going to do that over here or not. Probably should. But let's take you, and we'll take you. Because these are not on a grid, we have a different option, the duplicate and advanced move. Basically the same thing as duplicate, but this allows us to move them on different axes. So, since we already know those are spaced wonderfully, we're just going to take them and move them over here. Something like that. This one's a little off though. So we're going to take him, and I'm probably going to get that because of where I placed the education boards, which is fine. It's not going to hurt anything to tweak things around a little bit. In the grand scheme of things, nobody's even going to notice. Um, this detail, most people won't even notice. I mean, that's just the truth of it. A lot of people will just glance over this little detail that we're putting in. At least they will if we do this right. If we do it right and it looks like everything meshes really well, nobody will ever know. And that's kind of the goal. I mean, it sucks that people won't notice it, but it's also a good thing that people won't notice, if that makes sense. Should I add one there too? I mean, we could. It wouldn't hurt. Let's do it. We'll put one right there too. Even though it's not hiding anything, it just, that conformity. Like I said, we want it to mesh up really, really well. And we'll just add it to all of these guys. Alright guys, welcome back. So what you saw me doing there was I was fiddling around with some different types of trim. I'm trying to figure out what looked good, what would work. I'm going to put a corner there anyways. And just really trying to figure this crap out. I don't know what's going on with these logs. I thought these were straighter than what they turned out to be. So you saw me fiddling with them quite a bit. Did I miss a spot there? Looks like I did. Hopefully it won't be noticed. And just really kind of trying to work it to where it looked good. You saw quite a bit of time over on this corner. So I was trying to get it to where these logs didn't poke out through this log. I may keep that kind of design where I use the rounded stuff on this outside wall, and where I use the big stuff for the exhibits. I don't know yet. This wood is just so frickin' un. It's not planed. I guess that's the best way of putting it. Is it hasn't been planed down. This would have worked. Son of a. Anyways, actually it wouldn't have worked, but that's okay. Uh, but so you kind of see the troubles that one goes through when trying to work all this stuff out. And here's actually what I wanted to do for our cabin. Is this the smallest one? That's 8 meters. Or our cabin, our awning here. Ah, crap. Let's try this again. So I really wanted to decorate out this awning so it doesn't look so plain. I mean, that's really the best way I can describe it. Wait, that's going that way. So I'm thinking, ooh, what did I do there? So I'm thinking, dang it, keep grabbing the wrong ones. So I'm thinking this nice log right down the middle would look really, really good. And then what we'll do is we'll have other beams or other logs connecting it down like that, and probably along this edge as well, just to give it that nice feel of, yeah, this is made out of wood. There's lots of ways. There's lots of ways we can trick the eye in this game, and it's just a matter of finding out how to do it. And where a lot of people get messed up in this game is they get lost in the details. And if you're one of those detailed people where you have to have everything just perfect, that's fine. I'm not ragging on you. Understand I'm not ragging on you. Just know that you don't need to do all that. So, I mean, it in the long run, it's really up to you ultimately. If you're going to be one of those people that has to get every single detail right every single time. If you are, that's fine. It really is. Like I said, I'm not going to rag on you. Everybody has their quirks. Everybody does things differently. And yeah, if that's your thing, that's your thing. Rock it. Me, not so much. I really can care less about the really small, minute details. It's all about the general feel for me and getting the point across without it looking like complete, utter garbage. I want it to look like, yeah, I put some time and effort into it, but not so much time that it occupied my life for years. You know what I'm saying? And don't get me wrong, I mean, having those really small, minute details, man, they really do make a world of a difference. And I'm kind of going to go into that with this build, but it's not my main focus. I don't even know if that makes sense, but hopefully it does. I want it to look good without spending a crap ton of time doing it. And I think too many people spend too much time on one particular build, or even in one small area of a build, trying to get it to where everything just lines up perfectly. It can be done. it can be done, but in my opinion, it's kind of a waste of time because most people aren't going to look. They're not going to care. They're going to pass right by it. And that's just the truth of the matter. I mean, it sucks, but it's the truth. You know, people, when they see this building, they're going to see this awning, they're going to see this massive building, and they're just going to walk right into it. They're not going to look to see, if my logs are perfectly placed. They don't care. They're not going to look at these baseboards that I placed. They're just not. Because the eye is going to be taken in so many different directions that whoever's viewing this in the end, they just won't be able to set their eye on any one thing for too long. So I'm not too worried about getting all the little details correct. As long as they're mostly correct and nothing is glaringly obvious, like I need baseboards here. Why? Because that is glaringly obvious. So those are the things I'm really trying to fix for the baseboards. I mean, you saw me twiddling around with some trying to get it, looking good. Is it perfect? No. Does it look good? Yes. And that's the big thing. I want it to look good. I don't care if it's perfect. I just want it to look good. So what I'm going to do, guys, is I am going to cut out the video here. I'm going to finish doing these baseboards for the whole thing, including up here. And I'm probably going to throw in some railing up here and down the stairs as well. You guys probably have no interest in seeing me do that. I'm probably going to also finish up this awning off camera. I just wanted to give you an idea of what we were doing, how it was looking. And yeah, so I'm going to take care of that stuff, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Until then, as always, be safe, be cool, and have fun. Thanks for watching.